Hi everyone, welcome back to the Anand studio. Today again we have Mr. Srikumar, our political analyst and a very good friend. So we'll be talking about the historical day today. We got our new parliament as Bharatiyas. So Namaskaram Srikumar ji, welcome to the show.
Namaskaram, sir.
Thank you for your time again. So jumping straight in, there's a lot of talk about Sengol now. The whole of India is talking about it. So can you tell us what is the significance of Sengol?
Yeah, today, that is May 28th, 2023, is a very historic occasion that we are not only experiencing the inauguration of the new parliament, but also the installation of a Sengol in the new parliament house in the Loksabha. So the Sengol in Tamil is called as a scepter in English. That is, each and every ruler will be given a scepter by their own religious people in foreign countries, or we can say it as they are Rajgurus in our India. That they hand over the scepter to the king or the ruler, mentioning that this is a symbol, or this is a representation of ethics, justice, and righteousness. So, as per a dharma, so you have to conduct the rule as per the same. So, since our country is a democratic country, Prime Minister Modi chose that the rightful place of this scepter, which was given in 1947 to the then Prime Minister Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, that it should find its right place. India being a democratic country, the parliament is a supreme symbol of democracy. In that parliament, the Lok Sabha represents the real democracy. So there, in the Lok Sabha, the speaker is the ultimate authority. So he thought in the parliament, in the Lok Sabha, near the speaker's chair, he wanted to place the scepter, which could become an inspiration for each and every MP and ultimately the people. So this is the basic concept of the installation of the scepter in the parliament.
Got it. So what is the historical significance of Sengol? Okay, why Sengol was selected? And this Sengol is from the Chola lineage, I would think, right? So can you talk a little more about that? What is the significance around that?
Yeah, as mentioned in the earlier question, the Sengol or a scepter is a representation for the rule for every ruler, not only restricted to Cholas, but even in foreign countries, you can see the ruler, the king or the queen, they will be having a scepter and as an orb. There will be a ball like, and they will be holding that. Coming to India, it is not only in the South India where the Chera, Chola, Pandya, Pallavas who were given this scepter or Sengol, but even there were historic evidences of Guptas, Mauryas, even Chhatrapati Shivaji. They had that Sengol in their own form. So the Cholas, they were an uninterrupted lineage it is coming from, because the Tiruvavudurai Adinam, who are the Rajagurus of so many Samasthanams in Tamil Nadu, including Tanjavur, Ramanathapuram, Pudukottai, Sivagangai. So they were the Rajgurus of those Samasthanams. They're continuing their lineage even today. So coming to the history of this Sengol, it has its place in the Tamil literature from Purananuru, in Tirukkural, in Kambaramayanam, in Silappadiharam, Manimehalai, and so many other literature books. In Tirukkural, the Tiruvalluvar, he has written an Adhigaram called Sengonmai with 10 verses. So each Adhigaram is having 10 verses. There is a separate Adhigaram for Sengonmai. That means the rule as per the Sengol, that is Sengonmai. So he has written about that. So there are plenty of historical literature evidences for this. So as per that, that is a classical importance for Sengol. If we have to take the historical evidence of Sengol, when the Lord Mountbatten, he wanted to transfer the power from the British rule to the Indian rule, he was not aware of our Indian traditions, customs. So he approached Jawaharlal Nehru to mention so that he can follow the same. So whatever India recommends. So they will follow the same protocol, and transfer of power can happen in that way. So Nehru, whom we all know, he is a liberal. He has no basic idea about the dharmas and the protocols of happening as per the same. Whatever happens in this regard. So he turned to Rajaji. So Rajaji, he after referring to so many classical books and other literatures in this regard, he has found out a way to approach the Trivavadurai Adinam, who were the Rajagurus of the Chola that lineage, and they made through the Umudi jewelers, they made the scepter or the Sengol, and they presented it to Mountbatten and got it back and handed over the same to after the purification from Gangajal, they handed over to Jawaharlal Nehru. So this was the proceedings which happened during that time. This was well documented in Thiruvadurai Adinam's records, as well as in 2021-22, the HRNCE policy note of the Tamil Nadu government, in page number 27, paragraph number 24, it has also found the place. So it could not be disputed. So, and after this 1947 incident, that is, it was presented at the midnight at the time of Sengol was handed over to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Later, it ironically it was kept in the Anand Bhavan of that Allahabad, now Prayagraj museum, and it became a walking stick. So walking stick
It
in
was
Tamil.
written there, right? I mean, in the description, it was written that way.
Yes, that was the
Golden
irony.
walking stick presented
Yes.
to Nehru. Is that the case? Yeah.
Irony is, the walking stick in Tamil is called as Undrugol. The Sengol
Hmm.
has become a Undrugol in Tamil. Due as per these liberals, so they made the Sengol as Undrugol. So, and what happened was after this incident, it never came to limelight. And 1978, that is 21 years after the after this time, or sorry, it was 31 years. Kanchi Paramacharya, during his independence speech in 15th of August 1978, he mentioned about the transfer of power happenings. He described how it happened as far as Indian independence is concerned. This was taken note by a person called Subramaniam, and he released it in the form of books. And it was subsequently it got published in newspapers, and at that time, and during the Tiruvadurai Adinam's that thousands years or something, that when historic occasion came during a few years before that also, at that time also, so many newspaper carried this historic moment. So after this new parliament house was planned, and there was a request by some eminent people mentioning that this importance of Sengol should be there in the parliament, and a great research was conducted, whether it was happened, whether there is historical evidences, and after collecting everything, and the Sengol has been discovered, it has been uh, resurrected, I should say, uh, uh,
Yeah.
from the museum as a walking stick to the royal scepter in the finding its place, rightful place in the parliament.
Absolutely, absolutely. So today it was a great scene, right, in Parliament with all the homam happening and all the adinams doing the puja and giving ashirwad to blessings to Narendra Modi ji and all that, right? And he did Shastanga Namaskar. Okay, so for the Sengol, right? And then he took the Sengol there and established that in the house. Right. So what do you think? What message is Mr. Modi trying to send out to India or Bharat?
As far as Mr. Modi is concerned, he is a person who comes with an out-of-box ideas. So many occasions. So what I could see, rather than the message, the way he conducted this, it was amazing. Because if you see the research conducted on Sengol, the announcement of this establishment of Sengol, It all came at a last moment. Nobody expected this going to happen. So everybody were only talking about the boycott of opposition parties in the parliament, how the parliament is going to be conducted, that architectural aspects of the new parliament, all those things were only we were talking about. Suddenly the whole focus of India in the media and other so many international media also, they converged into this particular Sengol. And Prime Minister Modi has that unique capacity of bringing the history back to its place, or he is bringing Indian history, culture and heritage, and he is exhibiting that to the present day India, modern India and youth, and he is reminding them of our rich culture and heritage. So it is now for us to decide how we were there to cherish these occasions. So Mr. Modi is meant for that, and it is really a watershed moment, I should say, that when he did the Shashtanga Namaskara to the Sengol and blessed by all the Adinams, and accompanying them, he went inside the parliament, and there was a full positive energy, and with their blessings, he established the Sengol next to the speaker's chair.
That was really good. And Modi normally is quite symbolic. All right. He tries to send messages through his symbolic actions. All right. Not through words all the time much. All right. And if you read between the line, he says very clearly that India has got this culture, and that has to be, and every Indian has to be proud about that. That's the way I see it. Okay. When this whole thing was happening in the morning. All right. And every Indian would be proud wherever they are. Okay, in whichever part of India they are. So now, opposition, what problem do they have with this? Why are those guys boycotting this whole ceremony today? What is the issue?
Opposition's problem is really Mr. Modi. So whatever Mr. Modi says or does, they find a problem in him. So even if it is inaugurated, they say with a lame excuse that president should inaugurate the parliament. There is no precedence earlier that the president had inaugurated such an occasion or something. So and if suppose adhering to their demand or request, if a president also inaugurates it, then only they will find out, they will come out with another set of excuses that this is not correct and we are going to boycott. So the real problem with them is the parliament itself and the history which is being made by Mr. Modi. Otherwise, if you see, so what has really happened is, if the new parliament building, when the Central Vista has been given that tender or so, so what happened was they put immediately cases against that in the Supreme Court and the Delhi High Court. So what has really happened was it went to the court proceedings. They said that the Bhumi Pooja should not be conducted. From each and every step, they tried to halt this inauguration of the new parliament. But unfortunately, I want to bring some two instances where the irony of the opposition can be exposed. First, I'm taking back to the year 91 to 96, when Mr. P.V. Narasimha was the Prime Minister and Parliamentary Affairs Minister was none other than Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad, who is politically active even today. So at that time, what has happened was Shivraj Patil was a speaker at that time. So the present Parliament, whatever we are having, the earlier Parliament, I should say, now we have got a new Parliament, right? So the earlier circular Parliament, which was built in the year 1927 by Lord Irving, they had that the delimitation of that constituencies that got frozen until 2026. So ideally, we should get a new parliament from 2026. We should have it. So now, as per that, as per the new population, the parliamentary constituencies will be redrawn, and we will be having a new seat arrangement, parliamentary Loksabha seat arrangement. So the earlier parliament, the old parliament, what we had is 543 elected members for Lok Sabha and 245 members of Rajya Sabha. 543 plus 2, I should say, for Loksabha, because 2 nominated members were there earlier. Now that has been abolished. That Anglo-Indian representation has been abolished now. So 545 plus 245 with a central hall and a library and some galleries only there. It was not equipped for, to facing any earthquake or natural calamities where such type of things, that old parliament was not enough equipped to have to bear them. And that was one occasion. So P.V. Narasimha Rao told at that time, 91 to 96, there was enough time, more than 30 years. Even we built now, it will be kept idle. So we need not think about it now. But that idea came at that time itself. The second occasion was during 2011-12, when Meera Kumar was a speaker. And the UPA 2 government was running. At the time, Mr. Modi didn't came because he came in 2014. So this was in the 2012 when an expert committee was set up and approval was given by the then speaker, Ms. Meera Kumar, mentioning that yes, we should have a new parliament. So after 2013 till 2019 or so, that though the approval was there, the work actually didn't started. So when Mr. Modi came during the second term, he started that work. The tenders were awarded, and new parliament was, started building, and now we have it.
Right. So it was the need of the hour. Like you said, we after restructuring of the constituencies, we might have to have place for more MPs and MLAs down the line. Right. So then in such a case, we need space, we need the architecture, we need the equipments and all that. We can't just keep on using the old building that we had. Okay. So that's the need, apart from the Sengol bit that the opposition does not like. Okay, they feel that Hinduism is creeping in, or Hindutva is creeping in into the parliament through it, and it has to be secular and all that. Again, the usual drama. Okay, but the other bit that I think is parliament, the opposition guys are very afraid of Modi getting the credit. Okay, for doing this, but nobody can change destiny. Modi is destined to do this. Okay, so otherwise, how would this happen today? The idea came, and how would this happen? All right. But as far as Sengol is also concerned, opposition, especially Congress, has again given a lot of, I think, press conferences that there's no documentation that Sengol implied transfer of power and this and that and all that. Okay. So I think behind that, again, the Hindutva fear that they have. Okay. So that's creeping in, I would think. What do you think about that? Because even in Tamil Nadu, I would think the same issue is there. All right. They are feeling that, okay, all the Adinams are going, and then it's going to be a big affair. And obviously, they don't like it. So do you think this is one of the reasons why opposition is opposing it?
Yes, for opposition, there are two reasons. So one is Mr. Modi, another is the Hinduism. The Hindu cultural tradition, the two things which the both are in opposition, especially the Congress and back home in the DMK, they can't digest it. So the irony is this: the Congress tried to give a very lame excuses that the transfer of power is not happened in that way. The Sengol is not the real representation of the transfer of power. This incident didn't took place. All those things they try to say, and even some news article they gave importance to their statements, and they established they published it. So, but what happened is the Adinam records they have enough they have enough proof of this. Their souvenirs carry this story of that earlier incident. They have it. And as I mentioned, Mr. Subramaniam's book and newspapers published during those times. And not only India, the Times magazine, which was published in the late week of August 1947. I believe in the 25th or 27th, I believe. In that time, the Time magazine, they carried this story. So where can they go? So even in India, especially in Tamil Nadu, as I mentioned earlier, the HRNC's own policy note, year 2011, 21, 22, they carry this incident. Of course, after that 21, 22, now if you see the present year, it will not carry. But during that particular note, particular year, that note carries this message in paragraph 24 of page 27. So enough evidences are there. Their only problem is they cannot, uh, you know, uh, uh, they cannot make this as a political for their advantage. So both DMK, they cannot say this is like a Sanskrit culture, this is a Tamil culture. It is embedded in our Chola Chera Pandya dynastical lineage. So and it is given by the Adinams themselves. So it cannot be branded as a Brahminical function. So and for opposition, they cannot say, the Congress, they cannot say such an incident didn't took place, because earlier it was accepted by none other than their own Jawaharlal Nehru. If what Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru did at that time is right, what Mr. Modi now doing is also right. If what Mr. Modi does, if it is termed as wrong, what Jawaharlal Nehru did at that time was also wrong.
Absolutely, absolutely logical. So now coming to Tamil Nadu specific, okay, what is the reaction of this in the minds of Tamil people? One thing. Second is even when it comes to the DMK reaction to this, is that the usual reaction saying that, oh yeah, it's Modi is trying to bring religion into this, and it's not civilization. Civilization is not this and all that, trying to confuse the whole matter. What is happening?
So if we take it as it's a two, the question is in two parts, so I'll answer each one part. The first one is people are generally overwhelmed. Actually, I should say that earlier the image what they were given to Mr. Modi, or what they have been seen so far, because the people, they don't see Modi as generally as a person who is pro Tamil or anti Tamil. It is a political party who brand him in that way.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the Tamil Nadu BJP didn't also give at that time a proper counter. During that time, Mr. Modi is not like that. But now, as you may rightly mention, Mr. Modi speaks through his action than words. So what the people are now seeing, the real, the picture, what they are seeing, and how they are being duped by the political parties for their own narrow political gains. Now they are seeing the Mr. Modi is giving the Tamil
yep.
culture more importance, starting from the bringing in the Chinese president to the Mamallapuram, or quoting Tirukural, not only within India but also outside India, speaking about the heritage and rich cultural roots of Tamil in his Man Ki Baat and other programs. Now installing the Sengol in the parliament.
Kasi Sangamam and all that, yeah.
Yes, Kasi Sangamam. Yes, so not only one occasion, so multiple occasions the Prime Minister Modi is trying to establish again and again. So if not today, the people will understand his politics and his way of giving importance to Tamil in the future, I believe. The second part of the question, what I feel is the DMK is taken aback. Its pure ecosystem is rattled, I should say, because they cannot, as I mentioned earlier, it cannot be branding Mr. Modi now the way of inauguration to their own way they it suits them. Because earlier in last month they used to say Rajaraja Cholan is not a Hindu, he is a Saivite. Right. Now the Chola emblem itself as the scepter, the Sengol is now taken now. Now they are saying that it is a Hindu thing. How Rajaraja Chola, who was last month not a Hindu, non-Hindu, has suddenly become a Hindu now, or Chola Empire has become Hindus now. So this is the way that their perversion, I should say, it is being it's scaled up day by day. But Mr. Modi, in his own way, he is handling it.
Got it. Do you think this will help BJP in Tamil Nadu from a political standpoint, or it will help Annamalai from a political standpoint in the coming years?
Oh, the politics is altogether a different ballgame. As far as Tamil Nadu or any other election is concerned, that election politics is a different thing. Like, for example, it needs an alliance, it needs a proper organization, the booth management, everything is there. That is a different one. But as far as the narrative is concerned, if, for example, when I still believe, I still go back to 5 years before, whenever Mr. Modi comes to Tamil Nadu, they used to mention, give a black flags demonstration and all those things, tag with the Modi go back, and all those
Yeah,
things were done. So I personally feel in the near future, whenever Mr. Modi comes to Tamil Nadu, he will be given a historic reception, voluntary reception by the people of Tamil Nadu, because uh, those things were an orchestrated one, that highly organized, orchestrated one, which was done 5 years ago. Now, if you see now, what will happen is, whenever Mr. Modi comes to Tamil Nadu, he will be given an organic reception. So that we are going to witness whenever he comes. So as you said, election is concerned, it may help BJP to give a positive outlook, but for winning the election, this may not be sufficient. That is what I feel.
agree. But I would think it's a proud moment for every Tamilian there, because the scepter, okay, from Tamil Nadu has been placed on the floor of the house, and it's actually a great pride for all the Tamilians, right? Irrespective of the politics that will play around this. All right. With that, thank you so much, Srikumar ji.
Especially
Yeah,
for
please.
me, it's
Go ahead.
more emotional moment, because I'm not only from Tamil Nadu, but I am from the core Tanjavur district. So
Superb.
naturally, I get more, over.
Excited and yeah, absolutely, and emotional. All right, and hope Tamil Nadu and Tamil people would realize that who is their real supporter and well-wisher. All right, thank you so much for your time, Srikumar ji, today.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Namaskaram. Thank you.